So after that, and if I only have to pick one of these, well, I am going to lean with shoe comparison I got for you guys today. We've got the New Balance Rebel V4 up against the ASICS Noosa Tri 16. So we're going to go through their similarities, their differences, and their key features, and hopefully from that, that's going to give you guys a great indication of choosing the right shoe for you. But before we get into it, a massive shout out to my #1 running store, the Running Company at Geelong. I've got a link to their website in the description. Make sure you go check out that and check out all their running gear. And also guys, if you want to support this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So checking out our quick specs here, and what you can see there, they're pretty evenly matched shoes. So same price point here in Australia, $220, $10 more though for the Rebel in the US. Now two super light shoes there. Now both these shoes in my size, I've weighed them both. I'll put them up on the screen now, but they are a lot closer than what they look on paper. Now in the stacks, there's pretty much nothing in them. Now in the drop, when you put both these shoes on at the same time, the Noosa actually feels like it's got the higher drop, because this Rebel to me, it feels like almost it's like a zero drop. And with our uppers, so with the Noosa, engineered mesh here, but really light, really breathable. It's like type of material that's not going to hold any water, so it's got no foamy or other layer in it. Really solid heel counter here, which is good. We've got a pull tab on the rear and a pull tab on the tongue, obviously to help you get your footing nice and quickly on those triathlon transitions. Now padding wise, plush amount of padding here, which is surprising for such a light shoe. Our tongue, it's got a couple of pads on the tongue, but the tongue is quite thin and it's made out of a bit of sort of like a wetsuit material, but again, that one's not going to hold any water as well. Pretty standard lacing system here from the Noosa, and the laces are quite thick, and again, they're not going to hold any water as well. The fit in the Noosa for me is true to size, and the width is normal, and I'm going to say it's probably on the generous side as well. Now, the build quality in the Noosa is excellent. It's always an ASICS, and the stepping comfort of this shoe is pretty good as well. Now, with our Rebel, material that they use here is Phantom Fit, but again, just like the Noosa, it's very light and very breathable, very airy, but it's like a scratchy type material. It certainly doesn't feel as premium as the materials that they use in the Noosa, and you can see there by the toe box, it's pretty baggy and saggy there, so it looks like it scrunches up a fair bit. Now with our heel counter, we've got a bit more play here with our heel counter, so not as structured as a Noosa, as you can see there. And also in the padding department, there's not near as much padding as in the Rebel than what you get in the Noosa. Again, the Noosa has got a really thin tongue, however, it's made out of a different material. Again, feels like cheaper materials. It's a gusseted tongue, so it's not going anywhere, but I don't really have any issues here. Again, pretty standard lacing system. Had no dramas with the laces on this shoe at all. They're quite long, so they're easy to use the runner's knot if you want to use those extra loops just to get the lockdown dialed in on this shoe, because the lockdown is certainly not as good in this shoe, not as easily to dial in the Rebel than what it is in the Noosa. Now the fit in this shoe, again, it's true to size, but I'm going to say the toe box is certainly on the roomy side, so it's probably a little bit wider than what you're going to get in the Noosa, but both these are pretty generous. Now, stepping comfort of this shoe is really, really nice, and the build quality, it's okay, but it's certainly not up to the standard of the Noosa. And in our outsole, so what we got in the Noosa, we've got the upgrade, we've got the brand new ASICS grip, which is a marked improvement from their old rubber compound that they used, the AHA. So this ASICS grip is excellent. So in any type of conditions, it really doesn't falter. It's got excellent grip. Durability is really good as well. Now in our Rebel, they use endurance rubber, and again, now this rubber is certainly a softer compound than what you're going to find in the Noosa. However, it's holding up pretty well. Now in the grip department as well, this endurance rubber and those little diamonds tread pattern that they've got going on this thing, it's also excellent. So excellent in the wet, excellent in the dry. So both these two shoes are really right up there in the grip department. If we're going to weigh up the durability of both these shoes on the outsole, so the ASICS rubber is going to hold up a fair bit longer than this softer compound that you're going to get in the New Balance. Rubber coverage though, it's probably about the same. All shoes these days have got pretty much the entire forefoot covered, and in the high wear areas at the back. Fair bit of exposed foam here in the Rebel, and that's getting torn up a little bit, but that's not affecting performance. And you don't really have any exposed foam in the Noosa that actually touches the ground to get torn up. And in our midsole, so what we've got in the Noosa Tri, they've got FF Blast Plus. So it's not the Eco version, I believe. So that is, it's certainly softer than the Eco version, and it's got more spring. Now, it's just one slab of this FF Blast. It doesn't have a plate in it or anything, so it's got a little bit of flex in this shoe, but it's also got a little bit of rigidity as well. And I think that's down to what they've done to the outsole here. So they've got the rubber that runs right down to the end of each side of the shoe. So I think that gives this shoe just a little bit more rigidity than what it would have normally. But yeah, it's still quite a flexible shoe, this Noosa. Now, geometry-wise, this has got quite a prominent forefoot rocker. Now, this rocker is in a really nice spot, and that's what the Noosa's are really famous for. So it's not a really late-stage aggressive rocker. I'm going to say it's still a pretty aggressive rocker, but it's back a bit, and it's very easy to find in this shoe. Now, with our Rebel, we've got fuel cell. So this is a unique blend of the fuel cell. I think it's about 20% PBA. Blended in with the EVA compound, but yeah, really, really nice midsole, this one. And again, like the Noosa, it doesn't have a plate in it, so it's a very flexible shoe, this one. So this one has got, it's a fair bit more flexible than what you're going to find in the Noosa, and obviously that's going to translate into the ride. Now, geometry-wise, again, this has also got a rocker, but it's definitely not as prominent as what you're going to find in the Noosa. And obviously that you're not going to feel the rocker as much when you've got a really flexible shoe, because you're not going to feel that roll forward, or it's not going to be structured enough to really enhance that roll forward feeling. However, it's rocket enough so you don't get any slappiness in the ride. And in our rides here, so two very different experiences. So with the Noosa, so first word that's coming to mind, effortless. So this rocket geometry really makes this shoe very easy to run in. So it's so lightweight, and this rocker is so easy to hit just because the way it's situated. So it's not too late that you can't get on it, and it's not too early and so gentle that you can't really feel it. So for my foot strike, I can catch it no matter what pace it is, and it just feels like my legs tick over so easy. Now, in the softness department, this shoe is softening up very nicely. So certainly a lot softer now than what it was out of the box. So it's still not as soft as the Rebel, because the Rebel is quite a soft shoe. And this shoe feels like it's got more guts to it. So it feels like it's more solid than the Rebel. And that's translating into the stability as well. It feels like more of a stable shoe. So it's a bit more secure around the rear. But so lightweight, so nimble, just a pleasure to run in. And with the Rebel, so again, first word that comes to mind here in the ride is natural. So it's such a natural feeling shoe. It's so feather light, and because this shoe is just so flexible, it virtually feels like that you are running in your barefoot, but you're on on a really cushioned surface. So it's really nice. Just a natural soft ride, but it's so light, it's quite capable to get up and going. So it's a very versatile shoe, just like the Noosa is. But again, it's got a really wide platform as well, so it's not going to feel unstable. However, this foam is just more compliant than what that FF Blast is. So it's going to feel a little bit soggy maybe to some people. And also heavier runners could probably bottom this shoe out far more easy than what you can in the Noosa. But yeah, this shoe shines just with how natural it feels on the foot. So it is a really nice ride that pretty much can handle most speeds that you throw at it. And best shoes for both these shoes, so they are pretty evenly matched. They are extremely versatile shoes that can pretty much handle most runs that you throw at them. With the Noosa, easy pace, yes. Steady pace, yes. Tempo pace, yes. Could you run threshold in it? Could you race in it? You probably could. However, it probably lacks wow factor. But this rocker certainly accommodates really fast running, and obviously this lightweight really allows you just to get going. It's also got enough foam in it, and this foam has got enough guts and protection from the road that I'm going to give it the tick for the long run as well. Whereas the Rebel, again, super versatile shoe. Easy days, yes. Steady pace, yes. Tempo, yes. Can you do threshold and race if it's in it? Yes, you can, just because it feels so light and so natural on the foot. Again, it's going to lack wow factor like a race shoe will. But what I probably am going to shy away from this shoe is probably the long run. I think this foam is a little too soft, and I think it's going to bottom out on those really long runs. So for the long run, I'm certainly going to opt for the Noosa over the Rebel. And just wrapping it up here, so we've got two really evenly matched shoes here. That both these shoes punch well above their weight. And in my opinion, they actually outperform a lot of their more expensive competition. So remember, what you're going to get with the Noosa, you're going to get more of a rocket ride. It's still a soft ride, but the rocket is more prominent. This foam is probably going to hold up a little longer than what you're going to get in the Rebel, and it's slightly the more stable ride. With the Rebel, you're going to get that really light and airy and natural feeling. So you're going to get a bit of road feel in this shoe. So if you're one of those naturalists, you'll probably appreciate the Rebel. So after that, and if I only have to pick one of these, well, I am going to lean with the Noosa. And that's just because I really love and appreciate a rocket ride. This Noosa is absolutely so easy to run in. It's probably one of the most easy shoes to run in, I think, that I've ever tried. But that's not taking anything away from the Rebel, because this is also a super, really easy shoe to run in. So natural. But yeah, if I'm picking one, it's a Noosa, and it's only just. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. If you've got any questions regarding these two shoes or how they compare with anything else, anything I missed, please just drop that in the comments below. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you liked that one. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.